Okay, so we've been talking about this Nigerian issue day in, day out. Well, Kamia Kwaye say Nigeria full binomo mokrum has say, they want to make the life of Ghana for very miserable. And then this particular administration, the NDC administration, or more arguments near Bako, if you are a Nigerian in this country and you came in here to actually make people suffer or to destroy the lives of innocent Ghanaians who are not on the streets stealing, who are not on the streets kidnapping, who are not doing armed robbery, who are not doing fraud, and you come in and want to take the leniency of Ghana for granted, the law will catch up with you. Now, this actually explains why over the past a few months we've seen back to back arrests of various Nigerians, and we've reported most of them right here on this particular platform. Now, fast track to Sema Yebabeka. You are seeing certain live pictures on the screens. Definitely Eja Asan to some part of circle. But then what is really fascinating is that this particular Eja to circle, these are some of the still pictures. We have videos and a whole lot of things. Eja to circle in a kamya kwe say, sa Eja we are now to circle in Shemu ewo. Now, June 4th disaster, we all remember what really happened at Trencham Sea explosion at the Adeno. But Kamya Kwesa, this particular circle fire AAC, Kamya Kwesa, some people are behind it. Now, according to an eyewitness, or Pacha say, San circle is a year, or no believe it's a Nigeria for any techi. But therefore, the various market centers in the country, Kokaswa, Kola Pass, Ko Circle, Ko Dabraka, Ko Makola, many Nigerians have also taken shops there. Most of these Nigerians, Kwabeka is now Ukraine, Tudu, not Omokon, because Nigeria from Kofan Mana, they sell it below the market price into Omofa Ghana for customers Nina. Acquire back and forth, Bibriama for Bibriaka say, and Nigeria for no are buying any Mufi Makola or any other. And even a recent event, a recent incident is see, buso kind spare parts ni issue acquire chima mintia government had to step in. But then according to this particular woman you are saying to be some of the to your part say it could be said because of the competition if you can't beat them, you join them. Nigeria need to do okay. Once I can't beat you, then I'm going to take things to the extreme. Mind you, we are not saying it's Nigeria for deliberately set up the fire. But from this particular eyewitness account, no party say a jana nanui just 48 hours ago. A see and a she was circled on. Or believe it's a Nigeria need be any shade. According to her, no Nigeria need be air than air shija. A jana or shishado. A jana eshiwe no. One coffin swing guso, Jane the edere, look at the devastation. These are live videos, a see what videos by a Jania Diade, and even some of the pictures we shoot. But then it will be very much important for you to also see what circle down, say way a circle pictures near each other screens. So it will be very much important for you to actually hear it from the horse's own mouth when one eyewitness spoke with Wesika official spoke with eyewitness and also a market trader was circular. Ocheche will say I did we see Nigeria for any take.
Yeah, the Hanumana. Almost a hash. You can say almost a certificate down on the Shiba. Tell if you say a grow quiet at the corner, my say I do her. I don't do pony, sorry. Almost a gas even a Nigerian near so while doing gas no. And I do problem with Naba. And to pen from one gun, I'm going to show you a fridge. Yeah, the year to my baby. Hannah, do. Yeah, fridge. Yeah, baby, ashy. Baby, a giant. Never mean I understand me. Ministry, dear Minya and the semi, and say pen from one gun, a man of why I knew be a better. Yes, some of why, nay, who tree. You already didn't ask she, but you better quiet nibby. And see, I slam my why, near who tree. Yes, Ramo, Mumma wire. Yes, I some to your knee. Yeah, the Hanumana. Almost a hash. You can say almost a certificate down on the Shiba. Tell if you say I grow quiet at the corner, my say I do her. I don't do pony, sorry. Almost a gas even a Nigerian near so while doing gas no. And I do problem with Naba. And to pen from one gun, I'm going to show you a fridge. Yeah, the year to my baby. Hannah, do. Yeah, fridge. Yeah, baby, ashy. Baby, a giant. Never mean I understand me. Ministry, dear Minya and the semi, and say pen from one gun, a man of why I knew be a better. Yes, some of why, nay, who tree. You already didn't ask she, but you better quiet nibby. And see, yes, some of why, near who tree. Yes, Ramo.
Okay, so this was what this particular Ghana ni eka say a Janet Toho no obaye no so no de owo na ote say circle and an shop or airship. Okoye no information the man is Nigeria ni bi na so gas. Gas no so the new aduane so the yeden yenim. Ena gas no jesi so ama gas no sabiu ye emene shatorenchema isi. So the big question is, did the Nigerian apparently say no or deliberately or said no and as I said you it was just an unfortunate incident accident and a mistake and not any deliberate regardless if we ever cause Nigerians some so further no fire attendants or muko PM was circle they also had to come in and explain things because a camera quest amount for omobonjo so especially in regards with how you see people from amount for loans amount for akwaji loans edi be ye adwuma as a loans or magic cry sebi omun 30 crane tuaye. Now the issue about fire ankasa we need to actually address it because you see a finimu crane did 2 days and a kaswa eshe anche and a circle any other part of the country the air follow now. Fire attendants omuko PM ho and recently no more sa e circle ho ni ade no omuko ho and when work calls you stop dancing but apparently no they have some few concerns as to what was really going on and even some of the things omupa say e koso asebi omeni nje ho yentie in sama omudi join come back we continue.
Add additional fire tender that will augment water supply. Universe will over. One is coming from here, one is coming from industrial area. So one is also coming, so we'll add another one to the 3. Go back. Oh, Charlie. Out. Currently, our men are doing their best to confine the fire. Are you getting it? So when the fire started, it started at this place. And we have a fire station here, but unfortunately, their tender is not functional. So they had to communicate for a new tender that is coming from industrial area to come in, and that is the fire tender you are seeing. Currently, they've laid 2 lengths of hoses from 2 different outlets. One is here confining the fire, one is also here confining the fire, so that it will not spread to the adjoining properties. You could see another fire tender also coming in. It's also going to fight the fire to protect the filling station over there and the other properties over there. We have a 3rd tender that has just come. This is the fire tender. This is the 3rd one that has just come in. You understand? And so it is also supposed to reduce the extent of spread. So currently that is the situation. As for the fire, it is at its developed stage. So what we are trying to do now is to confine the fire before we finally extinguish. We need to save properties and the lives that are beyond what is currently burning.
You were earlier lamenting about some challenges that faced as the Ghana Fire Service.
Yes, you also know as a media person, you know that the state of Ghana National Fire Service, it's not the best of states that we all expect the fire stations to be. We don't have vehicles. Most of our vehicles are broken down. And the regional commander and the chief fire officer are doing their best to fix it. But that is not what we want. We actually need fire tenders. These fire tenders are beyond their usage. They were supposed to have been used for just 5 years. And they are most of them are 50 years now. And that's what we are using. You understand? So it is really a challenge for us. It is really a challenge for us. They've really done well. The fire tender that first came, they've really done well. But you see, they had to open the pressure to a serious extent, to a large extent, so that they can be able to confine the fire. It is not just the water that fights the fire. The pressure you are opening, the extent of pressure that comes with the water will be able to suppress the fire. So obviously, this water will finish as quickly as possible. And that is why I decided to call for 2 more extra fire tenders. Unfortunately for us, they've all arrived on time and they are all working.
What would have been the situation if you were not here to witness this yourself and call your people?
Our people were already here. They had already communicated when I had gotten to the LGS bank, because I was going for a meeting at the regional headquarters. So when I got here and I saw the thick smoke, I had to stop and see what was happening. So the communication came in, but because they didn't have a fire tender, a functional fire tender, they had to call industrial area to come. And that is what they did. They were very swift on that. So when I also got here as a commander, I should be able to also assess the situation. So based on my assessment, I called for 2 more to come and join them. And those fire tenders are also here to augment the water supply. So currently that is what is happening.
Therefore, so that is the issue, of course. So, among for be I start to say Omokasa. For those of you are more joining, you know, the whole issue is very simple. Eja nanu a tour circle, no, according to a eyewitness, some purchases was started by a Nigerian, not all new Ghanaian or use gas or setting, and a one when do mejano. So okoda you so pii was a den oba ene te se jano asoni memu a manfo sika ne omodwa atanyina the ashe. For those of you are more joining here, no, I think so would like to play this video once again. Pl0t Att now all kasa about how a Nigerian started the fire, and it has raised a lot of questions. Say these Nigerians for almost a chrome no e kamya kwa say they are doing too much right now. In video eba back ebeto.
Yeah, the Hanumana. Almost a hash. You can say, almost a certificate down on the Shiba. Tell if you say, grow your quiet at the one of my say, I do her. I do pony, sorry. Almost a gas, even a Nigerian, yeah, so one doom gas, no. And I do problem with Naba. And to pen from one gun, I'm going to show you a fridge, yeah, the year, Juma. Baby, Hannah, do, your fridge, your baby, ashy, baby, a jay. Never mean I understand me. Ministry, dear Minya, and semi, and Tempen from Wagan, a man of why I knew be a better. Yes, some of why, nay, who tree, the other did not see, but the other quiet nibby, and see a slam of why, and I won't tree. Yes, Ramo, Mumma wire, yes, I some to your knee.
Okay. In sama wami we edit to some of the pictures I can want some be in the whole screen so ultimately amount for a young boy ye pa. What yes, these are current pictures a fee a year the circle incident is see to say what could you loan o ye juma now be ban yes you feel ho and I said or shop or ashe adan and Jane be near Piane the drain on piano and I'm say gas no a genius him. So could you so then or buy next wash? So now there are questions amount for a say. Please and also the Ghana military should step in. Investigation be what somewhere omunye because every day be a confire chum Ghana for be break account be come quest the ring leaders and the mastermind no omuye dudona air Nigeria for it. So this is definitely a very 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 big question. Therefore, this is the issue I echo so it is a day updated the Abramo.
Sata kuma. Yeah, first Sata kuma. Yeah,
Okay, it's for what you just watched, no, last 2 years 2024 before 2024 elections no a year armed robbery course so adabraka ya bohunderu now it's been almost getting to a year and a half, almost 2 years now, but me no say, you know, sorry, 1 year and some few months, but me no say is here no a year the Ghana police have arrested almost all the culprits. Now video di can play and you could see say car no na esi a year go shop nim and I just say omu years can omu this omu load this can to omu kemu no and omu bobo true. What you are watching on the screen is a CCTV footage and a bra akonfo no omo stop a car na air transporti omo tongo omo transporti scan akọ bank no omo randi omo app no. This was what you saw. Now me no can see actually almost all of them IGP craba bekasa, but then each and every day no you better sorry na say we are having or we are getting more details into this particular criminal syndicate a course. So now the latest one in addition to all these in summer air course and as this particular robbery air course no the fact say Sisiano 3 other accomplices just omudi enim omokoye sa adabraka robbery no yachi omo. But then the main time what you are watching on the screens no then CCTV footage. Now it's therefore I want you to take a very critical look at something that is here. Now armed robbery na see and nkrofo no they rob the omuji scan and almost stop a red car no and omuji scanning in a few omo. But now we are learning say car na omu use ya just omu transport car edit to omu car no. We are learning say sa car no kran the Ghana police fire then omu saka no. And far from that, the latest update here is also that akronfo no 3 others are akano yachobo. So the question is, what is really going on? Now you really be shocked to the bone say this whole criminal offense course so it was really a mastermind that we are learning some more and more people were actually involved. Beshaha before I remember the latest update and also the faces of one more action because be an asabu or the back home. Osha say we the picture of car na or medical robbery no omuyo no medical shama. It was the Ghana police with aid of traffic CCTV have identified the alleged car used in the Dabraka daylight robbery. Interestingly, the vehicle was believed to be en route to Ashama. So this was the vehicle used here. They tell for omunim so many boniti no pabam Ghana police for a posty vehicle no and check and omoko painty vehicle na omudikoye robbery no o check color na before this is the new color now omakos painty color ni ade be nyankopon empe boniti no akonfo no ye che omo no makoko kire bibia car na wo. In fact they were even using the car. It shows Ghana police service has retrieved a Toyota Highlander vehicle used in the infamous Adabraka gold jewelry shop robbery that occurred in November 2024. The retrieve forms part of an ongoing investigation in the high profile robbery case. It's near 2 years is our case here a course here at the end of the day no I'm robber see equivia the car use or use no police for aqua could retrieve sa particular car. But then one of the things you also have to note is that how did the Ghana police first of all actually get this car, and even what is the latest update in regards to this particular case? We'll be putting certain things the Ghana police actually posted and as a Ghana police for Omudiaba in regards with this particular update, and even the people Minoka say the criminal syndicate 3 other accomplices Now we'll be looking at this in various ways, we'll be looking at this in various forms. We want you to take a very critical attention to what we are putting on the screens. Now I say pay attention to the faces. Maybe are not for that. So this is one of the guy or also now because I did for I think there 3 or 4 and he has 3 more accomplices. So pay we should name about one in the early 40s, we'll get into 50s now. Or also one of the mastermind behind this particular criminal syndicate. Not just that, Shapapa will so or also we are learning say or Kahun, one of the masterminds are Omuku via lady Korea gold jewelry or mu proceeds and then sika nkofwa ton gold 7.5 million. I don't know cost bank pay or count. Now, far from that, if you watch what is on the screens, this particular man so also count shenim evil man, and pebre on also account. So now, what is the Ghana police saying about this particular whole issue, and even what is really going on? Dear share the Ghana police almost statements are on the buy. Now, as you can see on the screens, also police arrest 3 more suspects in Adabraka gold jewelry shop. or tries to say the Ghana police has arrested 3 more suspects in connection with the daylight armed robbery attack on a jewelry shop at Adabraka in the Greater Accra region. So now we have then said 3 more suspects have been arrested. These 3 more suspects are arrested omo and yedi kan show omo picture on the screens. Now it goes on further to say the suspects identified as Fatal Muhammad, also known as Motorway. Inti baako din e de Fatal Muhammad. Anka Fatal Muhammad ye sanka wo de undi bone ade papa na ba de bi am robbery e no person oye. Inti suspect no din omumu baako omudin eno no. Or say the other suspects whose also name is Nashiru Abubakar, also known as Soldier. The first one your friend Fatal Muhammad, the guy named Mutowi. Second one no Nashiru Abubakar, also the guy named Soldier. And on the third one here Sadiq Abubakar Satar, also known as 50 Cent. The third one, no, a dear the friend, real name is Sadiq Abubakar Satari, but then the guy named 50 Cent, and also channel. They arrested all of these people just 2 days ago, 48 hours ago. You believe that these 3 people, no, or Mokansas robbery syndicator, a course. So, it is at the end of the day, a coach in Crawford. Now, far from that, too, it goes on to read down here, so now it's here for on the screens, no, or say the suspect identified as okay, I can't announce that. Or say this brings the total number of suspects arrested so far in connection with the incident to 7. It will be recalled that on the 2nd November 2024, a daylight robbery occurred at a jewelry shop at Adabraka, during which an amount of 7.5 million Ghana cedis was stolen. The Ghana Police Service assures the public the investigation into the Adabraka gold jewelry robbery or gold jewelry shop robbery are ongoing, and reiterates its commitment into bringing all persons involved to face full rigors of the law. It's normal passes so far, no, one way actually the numbers is actually totaling 7. These criminals, you can see their pictures on the screen, so they are the people, the masterminds. A dika chinko for 4, ring than a channel, and a chinko for 2, and a chinko for 4, making all of these people 7. These are the criminals, it's for Omuko we are there, Nano Yacho Munia, Rapanim, very, very, very evil man. On Pejuma, Ampebre, Onono, Baku, Nidinia, we are learning that this is one of the accomplices. And we believe that we see other guy, on also Kawan, on also the guy named, no, I think the guy named Mutowi or so, and we so, yet the last guy, or no, so no, or one. Also, I the guy named 50 Cent. So these are the criminal syndicator. Omuko we are there. O share a year robbery of course. So any CCTV footage that you show, you could see that these people, they don't even spare anyone. They went in, and delivered that ultimately, no, we end a course. So this is the latest update in regards with the Adabraka robbery at Abaswa. Clearly, their issues are air course. But for those of you who can share some of the snippets, of course, you share snippets. We share the CCTV footage of how these 7 people actually went in and stole this amount of gold. Yeah, ba, yeah, better us.
Sata kuma. Yeah,
okay, so that was an asset I will share. Now, the Ghana Police also giving us more details as to how this particular kind of robbery, how it may have attacked. Now, Ghana Police CID, Christian Totoyohunu, or the same to just say, the NTR in Kofu Yetimi Chiomono is because of a disagreement, of course, between the team members, robbery, which in criminal term we call it sharing of booty. And a booty sharing. Inti se me no se bi yaku wiade na meje me chefa na also beje o chefa na yente ye ho ase no e booty. Okay? Inti se disagreement ebe mu e fe booty sharing and disagreement in booty sharing. Now according to the Ghana Police no car na nkofo we e de ko ball crawl no as you see on the screen so this is the car no mu we as can film but the actual car no mu use no e brown Toyota Highlander. Inti according to them they no mu we as car no mu e ko sha ashama no 7.5 million via omo yankofo be 7 say ye mass na obia was oje 1 million okay but then ebi mu se de ebi me na me di idea ne e baaye ebi mu se de ebi me na me ye group leader ebi mu se de ebi me na me ye coordination e ma hint ni ade mu se de ebi me so na me de me kra ma ho den etamuchi so ye cha ye chen pepepe or I deserve more into disagreement e be mu Nti disagreement ebe mu no ehɔ na nsɛm no start say eba. But mind you, car no mo dey robbery no, omu hu say no, car no all over social media and it was trending. Into omu ko ja esi esi side we fe na finya polino ho baby, no mu ja si dam site ho. Car no mu je si ho, hwi enim ni ade no mu je si ho no mu pabam omu koye. But car ni si ho sa for a very long time. But esan say at the end of the day, we say me hia say me nanka wo say me nya more we say oh anya me nanka wo say me nya more no, nti disagreement na buy so obi afa ne kwan nti nipa na sabio car no ode ne car buy de koye robbery a sabio ene car no ye pe car na track no at the end of the day no ye track ni hu ono as car wo na ebe ha no car no ko just see damn site or this guy dey no so dey bi ya ye die scar no dey mia ye kran so me nti ma me ko fa me car and on one kasa san kwa fa car nti car no ko fa no fire pe and go spray car no spray car no kama to spray car no into a deep blue color nti no o share the na ye dey two screens so previously abun say or spray car no change color no from initial brown color no because this was the initial color of the car brown and a nipa na the change ye and okoye no your friend is a blue color which is this particular car. But then the people in the area who say Ghana police for the bounty actor so say obia obetimi aba abetre say okay we ni here sika no ni ade no obetimi ma lead no obenye mu be 100,000 Ghana cedis. So people start seeing say enye car we na nam social media so mo de akobo kro ni ade emu anu mu see a changing number plate ni the DV abon any ade na eho na manfo report ma police investigation ekọ so ye kwache first person na okoje ayaresa na kwache two other accomplices na kwache two other accomplices kwache be ana car ni si na kwache nkofo 3 ya at the end of the day total no I number 7 total na 7. So that is exactly some of the things ekọ so clearly no issues were ho. Some people felt bad, some people felt distorted. Nti krono omko boy no eni brainti no sebi ya chi omo good because if you ask we ni bradi bebra say ya enebeba ultimately no in sema ekoye no at the end of the day no this same way nyina ban eni. So that's exactly what is really going on ultimately issue where a course so no we are learning said that is exactly what may have triggered this particular busting and I saying kofu yom ku wiade no omoto ededi at the end of the day this is exactly what we are seeing. Once again we are live so you can bring in your comments or comment section or you be read your comments now about the latest updates from Sekija Shishiano eyewitness for blaming Nigeria for to this particular update about the Adabraka robbery and all the 7 people involved. We believe that as time goes on and as time is going on they will arrest more people and that is exactly what is really going on. So bring in your comments now what you think about this. Or person means I'm repeating some of the stories, especially the circle fire. You blame Nigeria, so just say show me that video in the comment section. I'll do a petition and show you that video because most of you know I feel I'm more than more joining here. So that is exactly what is really going on. Now you're moving on now in exactly a year 10 days time 31st January basu you know and before kwakotwa omukendi their flag bearer the 5 main contenders Kini Japan Baumia Brani Champon Kwabni Japan and Professor Yao Edichu but you kind of crowd the 2 main contenders here Kini Japan any Baumia one of them will lose one of them will win but the one person also edge close or person or breaking this divide Brani Champon now Brani Champon kind of Peace FM now no say because of CC Asana party na no I say partner is a Kini Japan or Baumia it's on no ebemu but part BBC e bra na Baumia thank you to no e ho no hu say no part be a part no emu acha kodu no wan bemu ambaye obi a or the parts be back together the 2 fractions be ba parts ne ebe say and according to him no there was an incident a course so as an incident in a course so according to him no Ebro no muye thank you so somewhere in the Ashanti region air corner and Abono region ho air corner and eja is sick in Japan from thank you to asamne sanya near party second in Japan and I'm no so and a party ni elusu now I mean no say no the Baumia camp have also hit back saying say bibisa NC mind you Kini Japan and samne fan ho no on kasaye but then Baumia camp no and so me see ni a enyensem keto they are saying say Brian Champon in some okano obi a na se bi also preach unity no kame akwa ese papa no or ken sem at the end of the day to divide the party more, because at the end of the day, if you can't beat them, divide them. That is also a very good strategy. I mean, no can say I didn't say we aba, but more among here in some brand champion ekanya won't to me aba bekan because now you are so could just simply so retreat these kind of statement won't to me workers and about me camp no almost all my baby responded in according or in a similar fashion. In video about back I could see the full response coming from a Baumia camp.
Yes, ye winning and I ye post and I ye cool. Ye lusu and I ye ko thank you to ye ntimi akwa ye yi ba ku sifi ba senim e wo bono ho ba bi nyu se mukaya. Ye yi Kennedy si for me nim kwa your fast or back cry. Amu yi ni sifi ba senim. Amu si na numu asem and I can't be near Lucy Albert Nabas inside. There's a former Indian. Why in a war of Wasi Irabi? Why in a war sending man so working Akim Swedro as a sene man so Akim Swedro what chairs and working mother. I want you dear one to come and muse. Elections here because a Kennedy winner. I brought any Baumia supporters no be buano. I'm an winning 2028. Why in the was such deal? Why in the was such a 2 means on a year? Why soon I what GD no say Baumia winner? Kennedy supporters no be buano and winning 2028. Why in the was such a deal? I am the only one that can unify this party for our 2020.
Okay. Inti Brian Champon Edison sim we be two and check and about me come say enough. You are making it seem about me phone. We are doing everything possible to bring down Kenya Japan, which is not so. Inti and I'm so ama Baumia the camp, which is the Wound to Me station. They've responded in an according fashion. Yes, video about Babaka.
You are no one delegates now about Kachomuno, now what Tomani Dr. Baumia. And it has going to a point that Obi that platform so when the Dr. Baumia and the delegates didn't go boom. Because you know, Nemkoma wedding now around Dr. Baumia. To the point that Obi quite delegates anymore, Obekanasano, not all me make it. Said Dr. Baumia Casano, and also Ayane Casasa. Thank you, Tor, Mema Ankobi. But I shan't region the mediately until the unfortunate Bantima incident. SCA now honorable Kennedy Japan. Actually, let us say, watching one from Muno. The few days I didn't work, Ashanti region, I was with them. Never in a moment. And I mean, who said Tono or Moba, honorable Kennedy Japan, a tape about me about him. Na ono ati ne kamu na odidi akiri minim for other regions, but yesterday I made calls to the western north, I made calls to the western region, and then to Bruno region, Mufu and Umba Santa region, and some of the people who were there told me say omuba bia no mba hunu no na honorable Kennedy Japan etne kamu. If there was a moment, I know what the bas in media oman. And then honorable Dr. Brian Champon. What could share delegates na no mu dinkomo. And then me say Dr. Brian Champon a campaign spokesperson market Japan. That thank you Tono. Na Kenya Japan te bas in him and you force me a year in see from. Sabe imprediasa. Me bata hila kwa beti manya ukudura kansemu. Me bata hila. Ekura asemu wuka. Omusa questions. Say Joe, ya wokan. Asemu a wokan. Na sebe me kwa me kwafro baas na. Ye be imesi form. Me kwafro Dr. Baumia baasa. Ye be imesi form. I saw the general secretary. He was in his own car. In the central region, I saw Honorable Kennedy Japan. He was in his own car. So what from these lies and throw away everything? Say thank you to na Kenya point bas me yi ni si fom. E bia yi ni si fom no fra bobo ya e na ko fie. Ana pra ya de ko e. Also the man say enema esisi no. Ana onu a tre letter say or withdraw from the thank you to. Kenya Paul letter na o twa ba bonten no. I'm looking for the letter me wunu. At nowhere no paragraph in the letter. And on one state say, Okofo thank you to Bas, am I in this form? It's a no kahubi. And there was sign. And it's an throwaway if him. And people will not call these people liars. They will turn around and a person who has served with integrity or no one ever describing as a liar. Na me maka me say obia sembia wakambia it was in defense of the party. Me fanye asem emone kwadu no. Tinano omu church 10 sins of one no. I disagreed because it was in the interest of the party. But who go kawasem? That's why you want to use that to satisfy your own interest. Not about hit the party there. I will come and explain to the Ghanaian people and the party people say, and you know, and I challenge Honorable Dr. Brandon Champon say, me de be no bia. Sabe party ye mole for na me join you. And you can need that status no got me Pl0t Att challenge na mano. But I am speaking on behalf of my colleague delegates, police station 4. Sir, Honorable Kenya Paul letter or the Bible and Tia or Tray, the entire Orchard a free campaign mono. Paragraph by and what the Musa. Ye need free bars, or free bars, and that's what you need free. Now, why would the Benyaku could do Ayas Adian? Why do you have to lie? I tell you, I'm person will say party. And so, Monya's our video no ready, mammy. Obeka say Ebia one kind and I make cartoons. Get that video ready for me. Na mintino.
Ye lusu and I ye ko thank you to. Ye ntimi akwa ewie. Ye yi ba ku sifi ba asem e wo bono ho ba bi mi nyu sam kaya. Ye yi Kennedy si for me nim kwa your fast or bank cry. Amu yi ni sifi ba asem. Amu si nenu mu asem and I can't be near Lucy Albert and Bass who's I there. See for me,
I respect him. Wabo bra. I found called Forjuma. In that they won't walk, you don't walk away home. Say, on him quaya, can Japan fast to a drunk crying. On him quaya, can Japan a fast to a drunk crying. Now you lose ya ko thank you tono. Or te basim and ye ni si from. Ya wa tampon, ya okay. Why and ye can you pour every basin back at ye? I hear for and ye ni free basin. Now Kumase, now Bruno, now Western North, now Western region, now Henny. Because the last thank you to I can you pour koya or sign ye no. Aye bantama. When that incident is ye. And I get your trailer to buy, say, said a bear pinchement, you know, watching why they, Ephraim. Bantama, can Japan Albano, no quine convoy in the cars about 3 or 4. And a dim hour to the cam. And the car by and not can report to why your uniform. Now, why and a uniform? Who made that order? Yawa tampon, yawa kind, Dr. Berry tampon. So, who didn't cram out who now on the party now? You know any budget. Brabba Catchay. So that you never go to the Pacoro, near Kenim. Because I see ya the papa. But I know you are lying to the party people to advance your fortunes. So, on Bedward Yatu about the amount. And I'm surprised Kennedy Paul is not calling him a liar, but offered Dr. Baumia a liar. Ade. And I tea some na ye beka na mama na bem. Say emra edi achi no. Say na mo ba ya mo ho. Say na mo ba ya party no. Na ampa mo ma na bem.
It's for a Sembebre. Now, on this particular same move, in Sembebre, I mean, moving on to the campaign, and I quite just a week or so to the major elections, MPP primaries, all of these things you should expect, say a BC. Now, in this same vein, Kennedy Japan, any Baumia fights, Kamia say a do a year. New levels, but then what is really happening here is so simple. Nipa also oriented closer, saying say we shouldn't vote for Ken, we shouldn't vote for Baumia. Brian Champion. Now Brian Champion is saying something simple. He's saying that Kennedy Japan and Baumia, especially Kennedy Japan, should what? Resign and now step it down. Now on no Brian Champion only. Now it's mathematics or arithmetic science here. It's simple. Kennedy Japan is 65. If Ken should wait for 2028, can no win somewhere around, or somewhere around 68 or so. Now, even you find we win let's say next 4 years, Ken be president or cost 70. They be. So according to Brian the Champion, Ken Japan should just resign. Now, Oman take it on Baumia. Babaka in Sembebre, Abi PhD.
Very fine gentlemen. Kennedy. Wabre wa ye party wasum. Nisika na hode ne koko odi nini na ashe party ana mebwa wabre amanfo atwa ne mboa ono so atwa amanfo bi wabre wo party ana gbesi wabre wo party oh yeah 65 years. Onya ma me abrantie no na me nkoti tumi emra ya mani Baumia mabre wasum minene wansem bi aka 6.
Okay, so in some way, and a Brian Champion edit Tuja. Now, far from that, too, the Baumia supporters also believe that Ken should just resign. Ken Japan should just resign, especially now. No, Ken Japan can't say Baumia is a liar or Kasa about a dubuanya. I am saying, we have that video be play no. The Baumia camp, which is now led by one of our campaign managers, and Amupia Koka, he has actually denigrated Ken Japan. So Ken actually has not helped the party. Or see we see Sinyama Bwabwa party. Where is his receipt? Where is Ken Japan's receipt?
I still stand by where I stand. Second, I mentioned 72 lies. Or see on my party Nisika. Or say your fande waka normal bebre. On far evidence back on my or say proxy. Baumia hometown in over 200 ni vote here. Yes, say on far evidence and emra. On this scheme now, elections now aircon. On my date 13th, say elections now aircon. Yashisha ma Baumia. And yes, say on for evidence imra. Since I'm a cancer, one, Obetia yes udina them. 2, Obetia yes attacking. But when a defining insult to Ghana, and you Kennedy. One a chair in Mebunu how to disrespect the elderly. One a man, member to me say ye ni matem. When a man member to me say yendi judges at them, when a man nipper to me say yen disrespecting penny for party structures. When a man corruption here, corruption no kroma. Say no aba a juman one farmer me, I will expose you, I will deal with you, you are mad, you are crazy. And yet honorable Ken this had the MPP one in here. Blackmailing any son when you're not the buy. So these are the issues I'm going to patch on. And that guy no and maybe I mean or the IMU I mean do I have because mebuso be our baba accusing say me the loyal ladies at them see on for video evidence American sano emra my challenge is say GF icon I am part of Kennedy campaign platform no omunfa evidence a chere say me can sa if a loyal listen I will always support loyalities.
Now, mind you, this was the same guy or cast in Japan, ultimately the party. No, his argument was simple. Obi ya pine team, yakwa any surgery abrochi ye na dream de fufura shemu de. He is not worth it. Don't take my words, take his words for it. Aye koka ono kan same way. Now in this same way, we told this King Japan has actually lit up a lot. In fact, we've seen him had a certain composure all these months leading up to the January 31st election. But one of the things we are seeing now, and they say King Japan during a year one of the conversation on the delegates have a Zoom. I think the Bako areas are not on no more casa via Zoom, no. And now the two just say a year Baumia Koka say Edu Buahin Kufo went uncontested. Okay, Kufo Ebra Olusu year first 1992 no 1996 he went contested or contended. No one contested him. And all parties at that particular in summer or more canon and that was when King Japan actually broke a year structures and as a broke protocol, broke character, and it is a Odema Baumia camp Ababe responding. For those of you who watched video, this was what King Japan said.
Flag bearer. He was fighting to go on the post, and they did not agree. And we contested. I will pay power. We be able to mine him now to be detro a distorted history. Say, Mesra Mamon to Abama. Because Mumian, Obia man in nickname, so we're a liar. More than a bar, we're a liar, and the people are not going to vote for him. He's not a trustworthy person. When I heard him yesterday saying that, I said, what? A presidential candidate who wants people to vote for him will look eyeball to eyeball and lie. He's a big liar. Men na makachira money. We're a liar. So Timiko General said, na Edubuahin yare. Wow. Timesram, Edubuahin was contested by Kufuor. And Kufuor beat you. Edibeye, Munko checking history. In the mama omu second chance. Many are told me, I am more popular than him in this country. I'm telling you today, me am more popular than him. Who knows him? The only people, those who know him as a liar. And he continues to lie. That is why we lost. One to me economy who wants them there, digital. Am I lose you? And you people that I'm talking to know why you didn't vote for him, because of the tribal conflict. The tribal conflict. And we lost the 5 northern regions. And he's lying, said, oh no, when you're the highest vote. Kufuor had 20 seats, parliamentary seats, and now we're 10. How can you say, when you're the highest vote? Mesrem. A trona papa ni di for power no di. Mudi agro ko ye mistakes se mumia. Ye be say atena opposition. Ko Ghana ni di antroso no. Omo say tron ko na wodi. A tron wodu Ashanti region. Why so desperate he say a tron ko na every day wodi. And we want to win power. And if you want to win power, ask the Muslims themselves. They will tell you. Say oko adum cheho edi ayikogu na enti yantoma no oko nungwa yomu shrine edi ayigu nsi yantoma no. The Muslims say it all the time. The Christians are saying yantoma no. So what are we saying? Do we want to lose power? When these same Muslims say bring Canada Japan, Christians are saying bring Canada Japan. And you are not catching and say what is Zongo Muslim nothing votes member. What happened in the north? And you are aware, you are the very people more witness say his brutality. I have to tell you the truth. What is here? In this and Trona or Nam Didieno and Nukurabemo will lose election.
Okay, so that is exactly what Kennedy Japan said. But then Baumia's camp today, we release a series of videos. When we say the team members be air party say Baumia never said this. So if Ken is saying something, you should respond to him to me, because you can have a campaign team, but whatever they say doesn't necessarily mean say they are speaking on behalf of you. Now, in leading up to the final days of this particular campaign, we say Baumia team or more distance or more from all the pair people or more attacking in Japan from Abronye. Who even now to me and certain scores of people. But me know the Baumia camp is also responding in full force, saying that Japan is only spreading or talking on in Sama Watia, basically, Ubeka say a conspiracy theory.
In fact, in same BC enra yehu videos bi a e round ni ade kra nya no kriminua. Me na senya mwakan me ye ne kasamafo abeji echi. Baby a wako ewo Ghana amafana nyina on this tour menenenam. Campaign message na or mano. It is part of my job. So sometimes obe transcribe it into a kanitria. Obeti no brofo so that we can keep that record. Inti minim speech baby the okawo baby minim. And na minim say you about me. You read one here and can speech home. But you do baby and ya Shanti regional chairman won to me ekasaye and na oka ye read one here asem. No kan ye kwa sabio one canebone. Because you are appear me ka true book me was a book ne wa hat san kaminua metimi akan ama okra nanka wo translate ya kotwi amaye a o tire mu say from appear me ka na onne edubu ahen nam ne kra tro say na edubu what atro say na ye edubu ahen sebe na ne ho mfa ne kakra na chema wontumi abeka we ya eh ye so kra ka che say asemba anya abotre na menua eno de ohoda. But absa butre number. If me from actions I see and no akrano, a automatic disqualification. Because a chair say, ye de akonya kese nema wa MPP ne kuo ni mukrano, untimin di moasemo emma yen kabom ne makrani etimi akofesi. Untimin di efie na sem kwani akofesi NDC for no. Debi Andrew ho. Because se ketwa we ya chese one train kra and verify the ekoso. Oh. And now there interest in what they when I say you about me and cashew. In fact, or say still ye kwa ni hunsem dawson ni hunsem ye bebre. We should stick to the message and we shouldn't attack anybody else.
O catch some said the piano. Hey, some kwa bontia. Obi di na tankwa wa monso.
Ah, no say you about me.
Okay, so that was in summer a year. Baumia any campaign or Modiaba Betuja to say any asem kitwa. So we are definitely following up with all of these issues. We'll give you more updates as all of these various events continue to unfold. Now, menu kasa sisia na kamya kwa say Ghana a major monumental place and definitely a major monumental place in Ghana, and I say Bibia Ghana your history really have very popular. About Edini Babesisa, and I'm talking about the Kotoka International Airport. This is when one person or two choirs or Ghana the process near the ultra video. But then you can say a group in Sambia Babe to just say they are actually taxing the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say Ebeyanka Edin Kotokano Eda Kotoka International Airport Ebeyanka Yense San. According to him, no Kotoka Eyobia Onyeni Papa. In fact, this was the man who led, and now, oh yeah. Emma, Kwame Nkrumah, ni fear there so. Kwame Nkrumah 1 year president BMO, Shebra yebre. Kwame Nkrumah 1 year president BMO Nkrumah say it for Shebra yebre. So according to him, no, ehun susan so no kra be yes Kwame Nkrumah say bio, na saman e na osu. Ena sebio yeti ani abra de be ye wo krom he bia enye ye. So Pl0t Att, the president should just seek or heed to advice and as our pressure group we calls and change the name of Kotoka International Airport perhaps to Kwame Nkrumah International Airport or perhaps or two force to whatever name I had better will be perhaps a bit media Tukufuana Jerry John Rawlings.
We can teach the story of Kotoka and the NLC in our schools. We can debate that past in our books and our documentaries. We can preserve his memory in our museums. But the name at the doorpost of our republic must be that which unites us, that which uplifts us, and that which we are proud, to present to the world. And so I cannot and we cannot be proud of the name Kotoka International Airport when he's not associated with any major developmental project in our country. We cannot be proud of the name Kotoka when the last act of President Rawlings in 2000 was to demount his statue from the forecourt of the airport. And that act has never been reinstated by successive administrations. We cannot be proud of the name Kotoka when his coup d'etat created an abyss of political instability, for the next 30 years in Ghana's history, allowing countries like South Korea to leapfrog us. We cannot be proud of the name Kotoka when every single airport in this world is either named after the city in which they are located or after an iconic or revolutionary figure. And so we have Jomo Kenyatta Airport, the founding father and the first president of the Republic of Kenya. We have Julius Nyerere Airport, the founding father and the first president of Tanzania. We have Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, the founding father and the first president of Nigeria. And just next door, Houphouët-Boigny Airport, the founding father and the first president of La Côte d'Ivoire. Where is Dr. Nkrumah, the African of the millennium? A man whose name and whose statue boldly sits at the forecourts of the AU, but in his own country, sits in the shadows of the bushes in our museums. This can't continue. And so today we rally a call to the conscience of our nation. And to Parliament, we say, heed our call. In the coming days, we shall present a petition to the leadership of the Honorable Speaker, the Majority Leader, the Minority Leader, the Chairperson of the Transport Committee, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, and the Minister for Transport. To the Judiciary, I say, heed the constitutional call of the Democracy Hub and answer with clear constitutional clarity on this matter. To our religious leaders and chiefs, this is not just a name-calling exercise or a name change exercise. This contributes to the spiritual awakening of our country. And I must commend again the efforts of the leadership of the Democracy Hub. I must commend the efforts of Kwesi Pratt Jr. I must commend the efforts of Kweku Sinti Misa, who over the past years have brought this issue to national focus. I'm just a lone voice, adding to the strength of theirs. And I believe that to the President of the Republic, you did say in your New Year message that our youth must lead today and not tomorrow. Our actions today is evidence of our call to serve today and not tomorrow. Not as spectators, but as citizens of the Ghana that we want, the Ghana that you, Mr. President, want, and the Ghana that Dr. Nkrumah had envisioned.
Okay, so that is in Sema Airquaso. Now, me no kasa sisi ano a update a sound so eba because name no dia wo bebre update for eba no so if a year one of a year perhaps a person also or can a year fix the country demonstration. Raf recently FCT a year Adum Chedria now so remember said December no 31st to 1st to 2nd, the police was choked because Adum Chedria now sorry now a walk no hono a camera question the members and also how an anchor for a sorry no a quino omutify. Now menu say Raf Ababe Kasa people are saying so stormy and sorry say Okwako face past and all of that. Remember, so recently too, he's been gifted a brand new car from Ibrahim Mahama. He had this to say.
Recently that car issue nearby say Ibrahim Mahama tell me car. And a lot of people in the comment section, oh, Kwasiam Penway, you see, NDC come, they didn't buy car for you. Kwasia, this guy, if you know be Ghana, who go buy car for him? This guy there, you wait. When NDC come to power, you go see. When government changes, I've been reading a lot of comments from several pages, yeah? And I asked myself, say, Bonnie Bay Pana, me call. In fact, and I don't tell you on let me clarify it. Me call Sunyane. May return back to Accra. And in fact, me too quite on the first. And who goes Sunyania automatically Obefa Kumasi Road, right? Now, me do Adum Ched, and me do one more. I think about 30-45 minutes drive away from the church, you know. Not traffic in Achidada. And almost divert here far baby. So when I was coming there, quite that demo was when almost police for me to them and said, what we need that quietness about you find out say there is a barrier. From there to sorry, not police phone time say, oh, sorry, no way, yeah. Chalo sound. Right? And a man be CSM in Congo. And Charlie, that Adum Chedria saw one any Amazon warehouse, USA pay. Costco, uko Costco shop, UK muniade, obi a onim obi UK biano, fatutu. Omo parking lot na ewo no. So most your friends saying, even government your friends and institutions, omo need that parking lot no. So we didn't kind born abaso. Why are they to build a place and thinking about parking lot? In fact, send ye no sono or journey nipa beba ho and why do parking space. Into why are they? But me ma dwenimu no. Me susu say enka ensori ni ebie nyuma bebre a enka youth ni menye bia. And I heard people coming to comment section talking about ada na on kan cha aban o man bia wo busuafo te so wa aburuchire aban miebie nyuma saa aban set up institutions and those institutions you know ebe make sure say they pave way for investors to come in to invest in the country. Now yes, there is nothing wrong say aban betumi be company go on the days come and open more than 120 factories now a year rice processing factory and the year Miami Nia and a comrade Ibrahim Traore recently no me ne wo meeting ye baba bi share soon we any sense can mekano right but more person will come and me call Burkina and betumi aba. Okay, I'll be visiting Burkina soon. I'm dealing with the embassy to make sure that we'll handle that. But Ibrahim Traore is a young man who is doing fantastic. Or the how many years or building factories or building acquiring. This is what we are calling for. Acquiring. You hear plumbers, you hear steel benders, you hear grader operators. So that you may win yani ye mebunu na beye anameboa. Inti say ya mining paying for say you create up opportunities for people to think about investing na ebebo mine na embo mine. Emebunu benye nyuma ya na enye nyuma ye. Na se mekoka da asem we na ye because eye wo sofo binti because eye wo papa binti uka chem say kwasia who are you to come and show obi the offer the sikanya na wo kwasia who are you to show me say Ibrahim Mahama talk about me and can mention of Uncle Biejuma. Wait to me. You to me, ye Jimmy. And I'm telling you guys, ye Jimmy more. You know why? Because in the comment section, yes, we support our brother. I think he's making sense now. We need more jobs. Yes, God is good. We need churches. But at the end of the day, after church on Sunday, Monday, we have to start work. All work and no play make a jack double. Inti in Kaye Numa, Yapuani, sorry.
So that is the issue at Aircoso. Yeah, the live stream, ABCRC. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. But then, in honor of Mua Munim and Sama Aircoso, based on title the two screen, it actually be Aircoso or circle. Now, a woman now or eyewitness, and some of the two dry parties, and Nigerian even now or share there. And as Nigerian even all use gas. I can't see a brave, but then you now point to a Nigerian and a Nigerian, I just say. Oja hokoy oba and say jana adere. You enter this particular video, it is for any DBC, a babaka, let's just say a bit and once again, you can follow us and subscribe for more updates based on a year update and in summer Aircoso. Thank you so much for sticking with us and staying with us throughout this particular live stream.
Almost a hash, Yaquanim Sago, almost a certificate down on Nashba. Telefisa, grow at the one of my say, I do her, and I do pony, sorry. Almost a gas, even a Nigerian, yaso, one doom gas, and I do problem with Naba. And to pen from one gun, I'm going to show you a fridge, yeah, Juma. Baby, Hannah, do, your fridge, your baby ashy, baby, a jay, never mean I understand. Ministry, dear Minya, and Semi, and say penny from Wagana, man, why I knew be a better. Yes, some why, nay, who tree, you never did not see, but you never acquire Nibby.